Hong Kong police have made at least 3 arrests and closed off a public park as they move to prevent protests on the anniversary of the Tiananmen Square crackdown. People have been warned not to defy a ban on gatherings. The 1989 crackdown in Beijing saw the army firing on student-led protesters. Hong Kong police are preparing for unrest on the 32nd anniversary of the Tiananmen Square crackdown. Around 7,000 officers have been deployed to high-risk areas, including Beijing's liaison office. Roadblocks have been set up, triggering massive traffic jams. Officers have sealed off most of Victoria Park, where tens of thousands usually commemorate the event. Police say there have been online appeals for people to gather, despite a ban on this year's candlelight vigil. 2 people have been arrested for promoting the event online.
我想指出呢2名被捕人士嘅行為係極度不負責任。佢哋除咗係本身自己係違反咗法例之外，如果任何人士由於受到佢哋嘅教唆出到嚟參與一啲被禁止嘅公眾活動呢，佢哋本身亦都會係因為咁樣咧，係違反咗嗰個法例公安條例嘅。
We continue to urge the police need to fully respect the rights of Hong Kong people enjoyed by the basic law and also the Bill of Rights. And without concrete, valid and sufficient evidence, they should release the Zhou Hentong and another arrested person as soon as possible.
Police have not said whether commemorating June the 4th will be a breach of the controversial national security law. But the government has warned anyone who attends could face up to 5 years in jail. Despite this, students at the University of Hong Kong went ahead with their annual tradition of cleaning a Tiananmen memorial statue. The group held a minute of silence and laid flowers for everyone who died in the crackdown. As Roland Lim reports, people in Hong Kong are still expected to mark the crackdown in their own way.
On the anniversary of June 4th, every year, tens of thousands of Hong Kong people come here to Victoria Park to light a candle, to mourn and to remember those who perished or went missing that day in 1989. Last year, despite the ban for the first time in 30 years, thousands showed up anyway. 26 pro-democracy activists have since been jailed or are awaiting sentencing for participating or inciting others to participate in that illegal assembly. The sweeping national security law imposed by Beijing last June, along with the coronavirus restrictions, has virtually put a stop to protests after months of demonstrations and civic unrest in 2019. The ban at Victoria Park may deter many from turning up, but others will be commemorating the event in other ways.
A lot of people is trying to gather in their own places, in their own way, to express our memory of on the June 4th. They know that is not going to make any change in the near future, but that kind of rebellious mentality is still strong in Hong Kong.
Many who reject that it's a crime to mourn June 4th plan to light candles at home or on the streets, or with their mobile phones instead. Local daily Ming Bao has even suggested writing June 4th on light switches, so that the simple everyday act of flipping the switch will also become an act of remembrance and resistance. The future of June 4th vigil organizer, the Hong Kong Alliance for the Patriotic Democratic Movements of China, also hangs in the balance. Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam would only say that its slogan, calling for an end to one-party rule in China, could be illegal under the national security law, depending on the circumstances. Now, Mrs. Lam reminded Hong Kong residents that Hong Kong, as part of China, must uphold the national constitution, which doesn't allow for disruption to its socialist system. Roland Lim, CNA, Hong Kong.
Well, activists are gathering on the streets of Hong Kong to mark the crackdown, defying a ban on gatherings. Live pictures here from Causeway Bay, Hong Kong. Groups also gathering in Mong Kok. Some are holding candles while others are chanting slogans. There are reports of a heavy police presence. Officers have blocked a train station exit to prevent more crowds from gathering.